jewelry making video brought to you by keepsakecrafts.net. Today we're going to make this simple, understated, elegant necklace using rose quartz and ceramic focal beads. So to make this necklace, you really only need 3 main supplies for the focal parts of your necklace and then your stringing supplies. You will need your main focal beads, and I like these to be something kind of chunky and unusual and eye-catching. Today I have these 31 by 14 millimeter ceramic beads. Now they have rather large holes on the end, and I'll show you what to do about those in a minute. But these are going to be our focals. And then on the sides I have these 10 millimeter rose quartz beads from House of Gems, and also some 8 millimeter rose quartz. You don't have to use 2 different sizes if you don't want to. You'll also need just a few spacers. I have 4 copper spacers here, and I thought copper was nice. It kind of enhances the warm color of the ceramic beads and the rose quartz. So for stringing supplies, you'll need some bead stringing wire. And I picked a fairly strong 0.48 millimeter diameter wire because these are all heavy. I'm also going to double crimp both sides just for security. So bead stringing wire, wire protectors, 2, 4 crimp covers, 4 crimps, a 2 to 3 inch piece of chain, a clasp. And then if your bead holes are big, like these are, you don't want your bead slopping around on the wire. So some seed beads that will fit inside the hole of your beads will help center them on the wire. And then some of these little bead stoppers are wonderful. And for tools, you'll need, the usual suspects: round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, crimping pliers, and wire cutters. Often this kind of a design, a simple and elegant design, can actually take longer to plan out and put together than a more complicated design, because this is really all about what you don't put in, what you eliminate, and then you're left with just enough to make it nice. This necklace that I'm making today will turn out to be just around 20 inches long. In addition to my 3 31 millimeter ceramic beads, I'm using 9 of the 10 millimeter and 10 of the 8 millimeter rose quartz beads on each side. Now, like I mentioned, my ceramic beads have kind of large holes, and I want them to stay centered on my wire. So I've gone ahead and cut about a 25-inch piece of wire, and I'm just going to put a bead stopper around the middle, doesn't matter where. And I'm going to string on one of my spacers, and then enough seed beads to take up the length of one of my ceramic beads. Here are my seed beads all strung, and now it's time to just put one of these ceramic beads right over them. Make sure that you have enough seed beads to fill your ceramic bead, because really the beads that are doing the work for us are the ones right at the openings, but we need the others in the middle to hold those ones in place, and that will keep your ceramic bead nicely centered on the wire. So just go ahead and repeat, adding a spacer and then another of your ceramic beads, and repeat until you have 4 spacers and 3 of your ceramic beads on. Okay, so I've gone ahead and strung on my beads with the seed beads. It's probably the most tedious part of this whole project, but it really makes a difference in the end, in that your beads stay nicely centered on the strand instead of moving around weirdly. So then after that, really all you need to do is string on your quartz beads. So now I've strung on 1/2, and it's time to finish the ends, and we're just going to slide on 2 crimps, a wire protector. Sometimes this is called a wire guardian. And while I'm doing this, I have the bead stopper on the other end of the wire just in case something happens. And I'm going to go ahead and slide on my clasp over the wire protector. And then those two crimps go back over the wire. Make sure the wires are lying flat inside the crimps. And then use chain nose pliers to flatten one. Give it a good squeeze. Give it a tug, make sure it's holding. And then flatten the other. The other one is there just in case something happens. It's just good to have some extra insurance, especially when you have so many heavy beads. And then we'll trim off that second wire. Right, nice and close. Make sure you only get the one wire. And then use crimping pliers. One of these bead design boards, by the way, is really helpful in something like this to keep your beads from rolling off onto the floor, and just to keep them all in order and to design and plan things. So I'm using crimping pliers to pick up a crimp cover, and I'm just going to slide it right over one of the flattened crimps. And then you can use it to gently shape that right into a shape that looks like a nice little bead. And repeat for the second crimp and crimp cover. And then repeat to finish stringing the beads on the other end, and add 2 crimps and a wire protector and 2 crimp covers, only this time you'll slide on your piece of chain rather than your clasp. So this final step is optional, but I think it's nice. It adds a touch of class, and we're just going to make a little dangle with one of our beads to go on the end of the chain. And it's just a little decorative head pin and one of the 8mm rose quartz beads. Grab it with chain nose pliers right where the wire comes out of the bead. Bend at a 90-degree angle. Tuck in your round nose pliers. Wrap the wire around. Reposition and finish the wrap so you have a loop above the bead with a wire coming out at a 90-degree angle to where you started. And I'm just going to twist this open a little, and I'm going to slide it over one of the end links of chain. I like to add these little 2 or 3 inch pieces of chain instead of a jump ring to the end, because that way it's adjustable. And then you can close that loop and hold it with a pair of chain nose pliers. Switch that to your non-dominant hand, and then grab another pair of chain nose pliers and just wrap that wire around the little stem coming out of the bead. Trim off the excess wire. Make sure you hold on to that piece so it doesn't fly about. And then if you need to, you can tuck in that trimmed wire end with chain nose pliers. Always just feel with your fingers and make sure there's nothing sharp there. And that's it. So here's another look at the necklace we made today. This would be a great opportunity to find some nice quality beads and use just a few to make a very classy necklace for yourself or for someone as a gift. Whatever you decide to create, if you like this video, I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel so you can see more like it, and also click like. And if you do make a project based on any of my videos, please feel free to share photos at Keepsake Crafts' Facebook page in the Your Creations album. Thanks so much for watching Keepsake Crafts videos. Up on the screen are 2 more necklace videos you may enjoy watching. Please be sure to check out my blog, keepsakecrafts.net, where I have lots more creative ideas and inspiration. Happy creating! Bye-bye.